The race to the court is officially on for Victor Wembanyama. Our Spurs superstar just took a massive step forward by completing light cardio work this Wednesday without any spike in concussion symptoms. This is the positive news every fan has been waiting for as the team circles the calendar for Friday night.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Rewind to the scary moment when Victor Wembanyama collided with Jrue Holiday and took that hard fall against the floor. With the mandatory 48-hour NBA concussion protocol window officially expiring this Thursday evening, the clock is ticking on his availability. Every eye is on that final medical clearance to see if our franchise anchor can rejoin the rotation. The atmosphere is electric as Victor Wembanyama remains hopeful about hopping on the team plane to Portland. While Coach Mitch Johnson is balancing the need for our Defensive Player of the Year with the absolute necessity of long-term health, the journey to the Moda Center hangs in the balance. Will he be ready to counter the momentum shift the Blazers found in Game 2? Whether it is Game 3 or further into this postseason run, the San Antonio Spurs know that Victor Wembanyama is the engine driving this entire championship quest. We are tracking every update on his return to the lineup and the team's ability to battle through this injury adversity. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat on this series. Is Victor Wembanyama about to make a miraculous return? The basketball world held its collective breath this week as the Spurs superstar took a major step in his concussion recovery protocol. On Wednesday, Wemby successfully completed a session of light cardio work, and the best part, his symptoms didn't flare up at all. This is the kind of progress that keeps the Spurs' postseason hopes alive, especially with that crucial Game 3 against the Trail Blazers looming on Friday. It's a delicate balancing act for the medical staff, though. You never want to rush a brain injury, yet the competitive fire in a player like Wembanyama is undeniable. Seeing him back on the floor, even just for drills, sends a huge signal of momentum to his teammates. We'll be watching his status closely as the Portland trip approaches, because if he's good to go, the entire dynamic of this series shifts instantly. Do you think he should play, or should the Spurs play it safe and rest him for the future? Drop a comment below and let us know your take. Remember, in a league where health is the ultimate currency, sometimes the smartest play is waiting for the green light. We all collectively held our breath this week when Victor Wembanyama hit the hardwood face first. It was one of those moments that stops you dead in your tracks. That sickening collision with Jrue Holiday that left the entire Spurs organization and fans everywhere spiraling into uncertainty. Watching him struggle to find his footing afterward was honestly hard to stomach, and it immediately sparked the big question: is our generational talent okay? Now we know the clock is ticking. According to Shams Charania, the NBA's concussion protocol kicked in the second he was diagnosed, and that mandatory 48-hour window expires this Thursday evening. While there is a sliver of hope that he could be cleared to travel and potentially suit up for Game 3 or 4, we have to keep our expectations in check. Even Dr. Brian Sutterer has pointed out that while the league's protocol might technically allow for a quick turnaround, time shouldn't be the only factor driving this decision. History tells us the Spurs are notoriously tight-lipped when it comes to medical updates, and that is exactly how it should be. They prioritize the long-term health and the physical state of their stars over any single playoff game. We want Wemby back, absolutely, but we want him back at 100%, not at the expense of his long-term future. So, what are your thoughts? Is this a situation where we should be ultra-conservative, or does the intensity of the playoffs change the math? Jump into the comments and sound off. This is your community, so let's keep the conversation respectful and sharp. Thanks for hanging out with us, and remember, in a league full of stars, the only thing more important than the game itself is the person playing it. Is the San Antonio Spurs playoff run already on life support? Just one day after being crowned the league's unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, Victor Wembanyama found himself in a nightmare scenario. crashing face first onto the hardwood during Game 2. The sight of the star rookie down on the floor was heart-stopping, and the aftermath has left the entire series hanging in the balance. We now have a glimmer of hope, though. Sources say Wembanyama completed some light cardio work this Wednesday without his concussion symptoms flaring up. It is a vital first step, and he is reportedly pushing to travel with the team to Portland for Friday's Game 3. But let's be real, hope is not the same as being cleared. The NBA's concussion protocol is notoriously stringent for a reason. Even though the league's 48-hour mandatory window expires right before tip-off, we're talking about the long-term health of a generational talent. Typically, these recoveries track anywhere from 7 to 10 days, which could keep Wembanyama sidelined for the critical stretch of this series. Looking back at Tuesday's loss, the difference was stark. With Wemby patrolling the paint, the Spurs held early control, but once he was ruled out, the interior defense effectively evaporated. The Trail Blazers, led by a blistering 31-point performance from Scoot Henderson, didn't just take advantage. They completely dismantled San Antonio's lead with a crushing 27-10 run to close the game. Without that defensive anchor, the Spurs looked like a completely different team. It's a massive what if for San Antonio. With the series now tied 1-1 and shifting to the hostile environment of the Moda Center, the pressure is mounting. Can the Spurs hold the line without their MVP candidate, or will Portland take full advantage of his absence to seize control of the series? We'll be watching the injury report like a hawk heading into Friday. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our update on Wembanyama's status as it breaks. Do you think the Spurs can steal a game on the road, or is this series as good as over without their superstar? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Is the San Antonio Spurs playoff run already hitting a massive speed bump? If you've been sweating the status of Victor Wembanyama after that scary fall in Game 2, you are definitely not alone. It was a heart-and-mouth moment when the league's most unicorn-like talent went down hard, but we finally have a clearer picture of what's next. Wembanyama was pulled early for concussion testing and didn't return, which naturally sent Spurs fans into a collective panic. But here is the good news. The latest intel from ESPN's Shams Charania suggests the outlook is actually quite promising. Wembanyama is already back to cardio work, and more importantly, his symptoms haven't taken a turn for the worse. He's aiming to travel with the team to Portland, though clearing the league's strict concussion protocol in time for Friday's tip-off is still a tight race against the clock. Let's be real, the Spurs are a completely different animal when Wemby is on the floor. As the first unanimous defensive player of the year, he is the engine, the anchor, and the entire identity of this roster. While the Spurs have enough depth to grind out a win against the Blazers without him, you can bet the coaching staff is going to be incredibly cautious. This kid is the future of the franchise, and in the world of professional sports, you never gamble with a head injury, no matter how high the stakes are. They need to protect him from his own competitive drive until he is 100%. So, will he lace them up at the Moda Center on Friday? We're all waiting on the medical staff to give the green light. If you want to keep tabs on how this series develops and catch every update, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Do you think the Spurs can survive this series if Wemby has to sit out another game? Or does their title window hinge entirely on his immediate return? Let me know your take in the comments below.